Okay, so making a video on the '07 Versa and changing front brakes. Basically, don't do as I do in this particular video. You really shouldn't attempt this without safety being the first thing in your mind. Jack stands, of course, are the way to go. In this particular case, I don't have a jack that'll get up high enough, and I don't have the jack stands here with me. So we're going to kind of rough it. And biggest thing is, if you're going to do this, block your tires. The other side's actually blocked, not what you can see in the video, but the driver's side is actually blocked in the rear. Jack is stable. I always like to pull the jack stand handle out so you don't kick it. Put the car under the tire. Biggest thing, don't get under here. If the car does fall at this point, it's going on the tire. Again, I know it's not the perfect way to do this, but I'm kind of going with what we've got at the moment. So you need a 14 millimeter to get this back lower bolt loosened up. This piece is going to rotate up. Take the old shoes off the inner and outer. Put the new ones on. Of course, before we put the new ones on, we're going to have to compress the cylinder. So that's the main reason of this video. I've seen how to do this on other videos, but the compression of the caliper cylinder is something that's not real clear. In fact, one video they didn't even talk about it. So I know my brakes are pretty much gone, 208,000 miles with OEM brakes, believe it or not. So this is the first time it's been done on this car. So that's what I'm going to do. Now I'll pick you back up. Okay, so picking you back up here, I got the bolt out, and you can see how the caliper cylinder is out about a ½ inch here to basically push in the pad, since there was so much wear on the pad itself. So we're going to have to push this back in about that much, and if you try it without anything, even with lever, kind of using something that has a lever, it's still hard. So what I'm going to do is use this 6-inch C-clamp and this piece of wood. Basically use a piece of wood as the leverage point for the clamp so we don't damage the spring, the cylinder, and it gets compressed evenly. So we'll get that set up, and I'll resume the video. Okay, so you got a little lip on the back side that's flat on the Versa. So if you kind of get that hooked and get the piece of wood in place, it basically just cranks and pushes that cylinder in rather easily. Kind of makes me wonder why I couldn't do it with my hand, but try that, and that does not work. So we're going to turn this and tighten this guy down. Alright, so after cranking it down, you can see that ½ inch that the cylinder was extended is gone. So at this point we can go ahead and loosen this up, and you can see this is back flat at this point. So what that's going to allow us to do is to go ahead and put the new brakes on. We got enough gap there now. Also, when you go to push this back in, make sure that this is going to need to go in a little bit for this piece to settle back down on top of the new brakes, and then that's actually where your bolt goes to hold everything together as well. So we'll do that, and then I'll resume again. Okay, so yeah, after getting the new brake shoes on, kind of massaging this back and forth, it will go back on. Go ahead and tighten this bolt up, and essentially we are ready to put the tire back on, ready to go. You see these brakes should have about maybe a ½ inch of pad, and I might have an 1/8 actually on there. So yeah, that's pretty terrible. Just wanted to get my tires rotated, and bam. By the way, your brakes are completely shot, so a little bit of a surprise. That's another reason I didn't plan any more than I did to get the safety measures in place. So again, as long as you kind of keep yourself out from under the car, sit back away from it. If it did fall, it would surprise me quite a bit, but that's about it. So we're going to get this guy ready to go. Don't forget to put your cap back on the brake reservoir, by the way. Handy tip. All right. God bless you guys, and I hope this benefited you.